Welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news. Ladies and gentlemen, Biddy Coin has absolutely done poop all, 95,000 American dollars. It's nice to see the monthly structure has continued to hold. I want to remind you of something as well, friends. If you see any other influencer or influencee talking about, I need my moving average to cross up. Oh, I need my stochastic RSI to go up. Oh, the RSI. It's all a bunch of bullcrap, okay? The price moves first. The indicator is derived off the price. You get it? So when they say, oh, I need the indicator to go and do this, what they actually mean is they go, oh, I need to be embarrassed after I told everybody to sell and cheat. And when the price goes up, I need basically to confirm that the price is going up now. It's self-circular, okay? Everything here is risk and reward. It's a game of probabilities. And the shorter your time frame, the more you approach a 50-50. Yeah? You take a long time frame, I'm not joking, could be like 95% win rate. And I'm not even joking about that, it really is true. The longer you win, the longer your time frame, your higher win rate. But you have to deal with poopy heads. Poopy heads, right? And their opinions, which mean nothing anyway. Like, who cares? Right? I hope you're learning off me, friends. They're literally zero. I literally give zero weight to opinions. But when they come in, they'll try throw criticisms. Like, oh, you're always too bullish. Oh, you never get anything right. Oh, you do this and do that. Like, they don't understand. They didn't read. They don't listen. You shouldn't give them any attention. Okay, these are the people, they need a dopamine hit. They don't understand the game of crypto. Yeah, I get it. Crypto is tough because long term, it's not like the stock market. Like, you know, Patrick Bet David, he goes, yeah. Like, long term, put money you don't need for 3 to 6 months. Right? I was like, 3 to 6 months. That's what they talk about in the S&P 500. Oh, you might be offside for 3 to 6 months. And crypto, it's literally like 4 years. The powerful point is, though, crypto can give you a 10, 20, 30, 40 times on everything. Okay, now, of course, you could easily just say a 1000x. Yeah, it can, but you're not all in on that 1000x, are you? And the chances of you repeating are very, very small. But it can give you these giant numbers. I mean, like Bitcoin pretty much did like a 6 from its bottom already. Think about all the others. This is the Ethereum price chart, still near $1,800. There is no glory until we get a big, fat, nice, juicy Ethereum pump. I want to let you know the FOMC friends. So, major loser Jerome Powell is going to have the FOMC meeting soon. It's literally Marwai 7th, the 7th of Marwai, which is literally in a day or two. And here's the thing. It's a 97% chance of no change. So, I was listening to some Johnson & Johnson baby bum powder maxis. And they were actually surprised. They said, oh, he's got to cut. He's got to cut. And these people, they're not MAGA people or anything. They're just like neutral dudes, they're stock market dudes. But they're like, every forward indicator is saying you got to cut, Jerome Powell. So I don't know what's going to happen, right? But major loser Jerome Powell is looking at the forward-looking indicators. They do look at the forward-looking indicators. The GDP is expected to go lower. So cuts are really literally almost emergency levels, but we'll see about that because they are doing money printing in the background and it's not exactly one for one. Now, looking at the Biddy Coin price chart on the daily, I'm going to show you some fractals and some BCB stuff out here, but we are in the screw around zone and we could be doing something where we like do this little squiggly line down, or we go up and then do it down. But pretty much there is like this battling area, which is what we are actually going through right now. That's why the price isn't moving around. I'll show you more squiggly lines later on. And then we're ready for up. But this is a bit confusing, right? Because like we're at the fibs. I wonder who's going to win with this one. Or maybe they both win. We'll see. The global liquidity fractal, okay, with Carlin Tarks Crypto, with Carlin, it just says go up only. But it's actually funny. Is it really up only? Actually, when I look at it, friends, it's not really up only. Like, this is by the 23rd of May. Oh my gosh. So that's still like, man, that's 16 days of just Bitcoin going bep, 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 like that. Man, that's crypto's wild, isn't it? Because it gets you addicted to the thing going up. When you zoom in, you're like, what? We have to do nothing for another 16 days. We've waited 4 years, but it is what it is. It's nice that this thing has just been pumping up to the heavens. It implies a $120,000, $130,000 Biddy Coin. Hopefully it's much higher, but we'll get to that next phase soon. The others BTC chart is still crumbled, man. 6 red months in a row. Very disgusting. Literally nothing out here to celebrate or be happy about. But that's because Ethereum, friends, and because of Ethereum, whatever the business cycle forces that are keeping the business cycle down are also keeping the racist Russell 2000 down and racist. And they're also keeping Ethereum down and ETH BTC down. Pretty much all altcoins, all small caps. It's a business confidence. It's like your ability to like basically feel confident about the future has been squashed. Still squashed, you know. It's reflected everywhere. Like look at the Russell 2000. It is still down 18% from the top. So we got quite a while to go. The S&P 500 is in a very nice area. Still, it's basically retraced all of the Trump tariff tantrum stuff out here. So pretty much everything's looking, I guess, normal. You're probably wondering as well, why are altcoins still not moving? It's been like this since forever, friends. This is the others BTC just on a weekly chart, down and down and down and down and down. We're way beyond what it's done in every other cycle. There's only one factor you could say it's different. I guess business confidence. That's it. Business confidence is different. You might say, oh, it's the interest rates or the level of lack of money printing or the president. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just all of them put together. Business confidence is low, and you can see that from the business ISM right here. Yes, everyone has literally been lowering their purchasing orders for the next few months and stuff. That's why the numbers are out below 50. But we are expecting it to go up. We're expecting it to go up last year, and it just has stayed down since forever. So it's just a matter of time. Now, checking out PulseChain prices, friends. PulseChain is pumping. Obviously, just tongue-in-cheek, friends. Just having some fun. Let's have some fun as well. So these numbers are absolutely nothing, especially when Pulse is pretty much 75% below SAC price from 4 years ago. PulseX 80% down, Hex 99% down, pDAI 97% down. Everything's down, 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 down. We need like giant big numbers, but nothing's going to happen unless Ethereum is up higher. And yes, we know that almost as like a near guarantee. Ethereum's got some CME gaps. We've got to close at 2600. Waiting around. It is nice, by the way, that it is coiling here. Instead of doing the whole double bottom collapse, it's nice that it's just coiling up. It might just like surprise and just do some sort of rounded up part up here. Maybe we'll get some answers as to why it did that later on, but yes, we'll cross that when we get there. Now, I've got some actual cracker news here for you, friends. So, Somi's StableCoin SuperCycle has been confirmed officially. So, I've been confirming with you my StableCoin SuperCycle. All right. I think I started the term first. I don't remember seeing anybody else say it. I just kept saying StableCoin SuperCycle. It's actually happening. Okay, so StableCoin SuperCycle, friends. I've been talking to you about it last year. Well, stablecoins, right, friends, they are right now in crypto like 230 billion. All right. An official US government treasury borrowing advisory committee. They released a report. I read the report. It's a PDF. It's like 8 pages. And they're estimating stablecoins to grow 10x in the next 4 years. So right now they're 230 billion. They are expecting 2 trillion by 2028, which is huge. That's literally a 60% growth rate if you do that. That's absolutely insane. Now, it does have big ramifications for, you know, the pDAI conspiracy. Because since this is a stablecoin, and since it might have something to do with connecting the stablecoin liquidity, all right? Since this is a P stablecoin, right? The story would connect USDT to the cuck bucks, cuck USDC, cuck USDT, and cuck USD soy. All of these blacklist function trash. The goal, I guess, this is how it's meant to work, right? Just guessing, where eventually there's bridging between them. And pDAI is mixed in the liquidity pools out here, and purchasing power is enhanced. Now, we don't know if a MakerDAO is going to be able to do anything or whatever's going on with that, but the HyperLoop theory was one thing we were talking about, thinking about, but we're not sure exactly how it's going to work from now. I guess it's the believer's cycle, okay? That's why StableCoin SuperCycle, it would be right up Richard Hart's alley. because that is literally insane. I mean, friends, just to show you right now, in a very family-friendly way, mind you, the total crypto industry is 2.9 trillion. The entire industry right now. Right? So think about how gargantuan that is. Richard Hart thought of this, friends, in literally 2021 when he was doing PulseChain Sacrifice, okay? So he's thinking about this 4 years ago. The whole industry was around 2 trillion in size. Like, think about that vision where you are going to... That's why we don't know over Tim, but it has all the hallmarks of him. Like, because he got DeFi years early with Hex. Hex is DeFi. Hex is better Bitcoin. You know, it's DeFi earning yield. It's using Uniswap and stuff like that. He was front running the market. Okay. So with stablecoin stuff, if he ends up thinking about it and it ends up being the thing, which we don't know, but if it does, what an amazing achievement to basically literally pick the category of coin, stablecoin, which will grow to the entire current crypto market size here. How big is that? So you're looking at a $2 trillion industry, and then he was able to pick a piece stablecoin or the stablecoin industry and say, oh, wow, these things are going to be the same size as the whole industry right now. I'm literally getting in it on literally the ground, the equivalent of the ground. Now, once again, super speculative, no crying in the casino. We don't know. He's the price starting up here. It's just moving. It's moving along with Pulse pretty much, okay? But yes, that's why, friends. You look at it, you reverse engineer it. You're like, dude, only a genius could have thought of this. Only a genius who could actually front run stuff with an insane precision. And like I remember, I've told you, friends, if we go back to 4 years ago, imagine you were in his war room, which is above the sandwich shop, okay? So maybe you're eating a mad like chicken halloumi wrap. And, you know, he says, man, I got a good idea for you. I got a great idea. Let's make a stablecoin narrative. And you're like, boring. The stablecoins, bro, we're here for the thousands of X. What are you talking about stablecoin? See, that's why our peanut brains wouldn't have been able to understand in 2021. Okay, as he's doing the PulseChain and PulseX sacrifice, we would have had absolutely no idea what the hell this means. Nothing, not even remotely close. We would literally have been like, nah, this sounds like the dumbest idea ever. But that's what happens, friends. That's why I always tell you, man, just I don't criticize the billionaires, dude. Just let them do what they're going to do. That's why, friends, when I'm watching sport, I'm not an armchair sport person, okay? When I watch somebody, oh, they drop the ball. Oh, they do something wrong or whatever. Like obviously you get into it, but like I never go, oh, you're so bad. I'm not that person. Like I know they're trying really hard, man. It's like, you know what I mean? Like the edge is so razor thin. You know, other people out here, like it's always a low level mentality person where they're always thinking like, oh, why did you do this or why did you do that? Right? I never have that perspective. It's just like, dude, just let them do what they're meant to do. Okay. And also a lot of people get embarrassed because they'll always doubt somebody who's coming off their peak a bit and then they come back. Right. So, yeah, it happens throughout all facets of society. Now, in other cracker news, friends, the PulseChain Conference is live right now. So it's being hosted by RH Maxi. So this is Maxi up here. And I think on the screenshot, so we have Aubrey de Grey from the Sense Foundation. Here's Randy, and we have Daniel Sun as well out here. So this is pretty much it. So remember, this is the great strength of PulseChain community, friends. There are 72 streamers. There's 170 content creators. This conference has, I think, 40 people speaking. Okay, now, by the time I saw it, I didn't even know there's like some sort of list thing to put on. I think it's filled out already. All right. So, otherwise, maybe I could have like opened or something. I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking about it like, oh, I wonder when this thing is starting. I had no idea. I thought it was like in a month and a half. Just find out starting right now. Yeah, but yeah, see, friends, it's just showing you like we have Matty Allen's conference, Maxi's conference. Okay, so obviously there might be some friction with the community. They're like, oh, one person hosts it. No, man, just do both. Just do both. Okay, just do both and make them different themes. That's it. Do both. The more conferences, the better. Because, like, friends, you got to think about it, okay? You got to have this 3D perspective. It's how Richard thinks, okay? You got to have marketing from other people's perspective, okay? When they come into crypto, everything just looks like digital logos to them, yeah? But when they investigate it more, they figure out it's more like a digital nation, a digital country, a digital sports team. Okay, so you want to see the stadium of people in the sports team, don't you? You want to see the stadium. Well, when you see a PulseChain conference, that is the stadium, and it's visual. It's not just a bunch of like anonymous avatar people, right, on Twitter, which is what everybody sees. Okay, it's real faces. It's literally real faces. Like 40 people, bang, 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 bang. And there's 72 streamers, man. That's insane, right? It's all descendant of Richard Hart's activities, by the way. So we have the PulseChain conference, the Hex conference, we have the PLS 369 tour. So I reckon we should do both. We should do all of them as much as we can, because it's great, because I guarantee if you have them, you're going to get people coming in. And look, you're going to get just people who are like, oh, what's going on here? And they just rock up and they'll be new. Like, I really do think, obviously you need green candles first, but when the green candles come, there'll be new people coming in. They're like, oh, I've never heard of you guys. Like, you know, you literally almost 100% certainty there'll be someone who says, oh, I came in for NFTs in 2021, and then I left and I didn't know what to doing. And then like I kind of like stumbled upon, you know, like maybe Somi's videos, and he kept on with his long-term holding stuff, and everyone told me that's trash and a scam and he should be short-term trading. You know, but see, that's actually happening right now. The thing though is they have not seen green candles. Okay, they haven't seen green candles. So all they see is down only dog poop. But, you know, once you have like a slice up like this, PulseChain's 2x sack price, then they'll be like seeing that one story of someone's portfolio who's like, long-term holding, we told you it works. I've been DCA buying for a year. Because that's what blows everyone's mind. So with the short-term traders, friends, they have all the capital there. And they go all in and then all out. They're doing a little scalping. So when they see the conviction play, right? That's why when they really do see, friends, the conviction friendship play, that's when their mind starts to blow. You know the conviction play, friends? This is me posting this picture here for you from Bold Leonidas' picture. The conviction play. Study the conviction play. Bang, 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 bang. There, you see that? That's actually, this is your key to winning. Study the conviction play. Try believing in something. And I get so excited, I just have to post it again. You need to see it. Study the conviction play. Yeah, because, friends, once the moves start repricing up, you can't go back and go, oh, I'm convicted, I'm convicted. No, now you're borrowing off everyone else's happiness, right? Now, most likely, if you're new to this channel, welcome, take a seat over there. But for everyone else, I'm sure you've already been, you're like, something we're very well aware. We've been going down for 4 years, pretty much all altcoins. Everything's poop. We are very well aware of the conviction play. Yeah, but new people still need to hear it. It's still on. Because that's what it is, friends. It's almost like it's always like psychological friendship. Because, yeah, it's true. It's still on. See the conviction play? Up and down and up and down. You still buy, waiting for the reprice. Which is what's going to happen one day. So I support PulseChain conferences and everything around it. It really enhances the brand. It's visual faces. And by the way, it's the PulseChain community. It's one of the strongest advantages. The strongest competitive advantage the PulseChain community has is you seeing everyone's faces. Okay? Who runs the Litecoin channel? You don't know. It's just the Litecoin logo. Who runs any of these other shit? You literally have no idea. I don't know who they are. I have no idea. You don't even know who they are. I don't know their faces, you know? But in PulseChain community, you know the names, man. The names are colorful, eccentric. Everyone's got spicy attitudes. Everyone fights each other. They want to kill each other. It's a cult, right? And there's even a cult within a cult. My gosh, you know what I mean? You got a cult and you got a cult within a cult. So we're just going down. It's Inception, you know? But that is truly what will bring people in. And it will keep, trust me, it does bring people in. Because it's what I want to see. Don't you want to see that, friends? You've thrown your money into some random obscure place on the internet. Don't you want to see that there's people who also did the same thing? Yeah, not just like, oh, wow, I believe in something on a forum. No, actual people. That's what you want to see. So, like, I know when I go to sleep, yeah, for like those 40 minutes on a sleep in the day, when I wake up, I know in those 40 minutes I get back up, you guys have been promoting the coin, the brand, the network. I want to see that in every freaking coin, man. Every coin that I own. I would love to see that. People in all the other parts of crypto, they don't know what they're missing out on. Yeah, but they'll only believe once they start seeing it. One of my prophecies, friends, is when PulseChain succeeds, okay, and actually goes up really, really high, they will study me. They'll use every AI summary tool they can of me, and they'll find every single pattern. And by they, I just mean new chains in the future. I literally guarantee you. They'll literally go, okay, let's reverse engineer the success. What happened? Oh, there was a Richard Hart streaming stuff, and there's a cult community, and they had conferences, and then there's this dude who's literally on freaking literally making 5,000 freaking videos. It didn't matter. So they probably would have watched. I go, okay, let's go to this period of time when the prices were down. What was Somi doing? And then I'll be like, oh yeah, you have to be DCA buying. I know it's crap, but you have to be DCA buying. And I'm showing them study the conviction play. Okay, I could see the future. They will be doing this 100%, right? It'll be Harry hindsight reverse engineering. You know, maybe next cycle. I'm not even joking, friends. In the next cycle, 2028, 2029, I believe other coins will have their own online conferences, and it will be harder for PulseChain to get their name out as much as it is right now when we go up with green candles. Okay, it won't be like it'll be harder, just a bit more competition, right? But that's a good thing. That means we went up so much. Yeah, you got everybody's attention. Now, in some other cracker news as well, friends, Judge Aunty Carol has ordered the clerk to enter a favorable judgment for Richard Heart against the SEC to close the case officially. Okay, which is wonderful news. So yes, they're officially closing the case. But I saw Nuclear Herbs. Whoa, they are some Nuclear Herbs, right? Nuclear Herbs as well mentioned that I think some paper boy has to put in a piece of paper, and then when that piece of paper is put in, you start the 60-day countdown before they can appeal. Oh my God. I don't know, man. Just this legal stuff. But pretty much the market doesn't give a shit. Market doesn't care anymore. It's pretty much priced it in and never really cared, dude. It had already priced in the victory before. Do you remember, friends, a few months ago, I did a survey poll. I said, what do you think Richard Hart's result against the SEC is going to be? 85% said favorable outcome. Okay, that's when I made my video and I said, uh-oh, we're already priced in the victory. And I'm like, look, I know it's really controversial to say, and I don't like saying that because I really want us to pump hard after the victory of when it defeats the SEC. And I was right. I think when I even did this, it was like back here. That's when I knew, uh-oh, we're priced in. Look at that. We're actually lower than that. So you want to know, friends, look, when the SEC attacked PulseChain, it was sack price here. So we are down, yeah, like 75% pretty much from that point out here. So yes, we are down 75% that distance. So it's funny how markets work, right? The business cycle is way more important. It's as an overwhelming, it's not like a little thing, right? It's an enormous thing. It pretty much summarizes everything. And remember, what does business cycle mean? It means you can track yourself. Are you more inclined to be optimistic for the future and take on more risks, or are you less inclined? Okay, that's what it is. That's a business cycle. When the business cycle is going up, yeah, because orders are going out and cranking out in the world and your business, everyone is feeling more optimistic about the future, about conquering obstacles, about fighting the wall of worry, right? So, more news. Tether has just minted $1 billion literally minutes ago, which is cracker news. Remember, Tether increasing their market cap, it's a sign of like a strong bull market. So I'll show you my chart again with Carlin Talks Crypto. So this is Carlin's chart. Remember, friends, the red line is Tether. See Tether's the red. See how it keeps going up and up and up. Remember, StableCoin SuperCycle. Now, remember as well, when I tell you StableCoin SuperCycle, still people don't get it. They go, "Sonny, who cares about the stablecoins?" Look, man, stablecoins, think about the yield they're earning. Yeah, there are people just holding the stable. You know, Tether, guess how much yield you earn holding Tether? 0. Okay, 0. So if Tether has 150 billion cuckolds earning 0 yield, but they are deploying it in other places. The capital is deployed, right? But they're earning 0 yield holding it. If you can find out how much of that is literally just holding Tether itself, like doing nothing, I wonder if it's, I think let's say it's 10%. It might be like 15 billion just sitting there, right? I think the whales, they fluctuate between 5 and 10% of their whole portfolio in Tether. That's because they're obviously whales. They bought Ethereum and Bitcoin and stuff early, right? So if you do like 10% of 150 billion, you get 15 billion, right? You got to think about this, friends. That's a very, very conservative number. It could be even higher. It could be like 40 billion or something, right? But even 15 billion, think about this. You are literally earning 0 yield. You are getting cucked with that 15 billion. Literally 0, okay? So if someone who may or may not be a duck, Greg Hart, comes in and offers a PulseX yield farm which can give you yield in INC, incentive token, the green logo, you earn a green logo token. If he can do that and give you yield, okay, and then advertise to all those people about how they're getting cucked, that's a gargantuan amount of billions of dollars that can come and move in. That's why we're hoping they ask, okay, they're coming to earn the yield, then what? Well, that's why we're hoping the HyperLoop theory was going to come play out, where you can then mint pDAI tokens using Maker, and then because it's bonded to Tether, the cuck bucks, okay, the purchasing power of the bridge lets you pretty much go and buy a crap load of core coins without depegging anything. Okay, so, but we'll see how it works out later on. That was just the original theory. Binance founder, my friend Changpeng Zhao, says he advised Kazakhstan to adopt Bitcoin and BNB as the initial assets for its national crypto reserve. So this is wonderful to see, friends. So CZ, he's like an ambassador for crypto. He's going around the world. He's talking to these smaller countries, and he's probably going to just educate them. He's like, hey, you're printing your currency. You print your currency because you have US dollar debt. Yeah, and it's just like a race to the bottom. Well, the world average fiat is 8% per year that they're debasing. Some of these countries, man, friends, they got no chance. They're debasing like 14% per year. It's just, that's why they just have rampant inflation and just the economies are screwed. But if they can put their treasury assets into crypto, Bitcoin's growing at 100% per year. So it's a future saving stockpile. That's great. Michael Chad Saylor's MicroStrategy bought an extra 1,900 Bitcoin for $180 million. So remember, as we hinted to you, he says, oh, there's too many orange darts. We could use another orange dart. So that's Michael Chad Saylor buying him. Man, he's got a lot now. He's got like 2.64% of the entire Bitcoin supply. But I think like 7 or 8 million Bitcoin have been lost. So the real number Michael Chad Saylor has is closer to 4%. All right, it's anywhere from, I think, 3.4 to 4%. Like, it's going to be 4%. Friend, I can't tell you, that is like for Bitcoin. Oh my gosh. Okay, just like, whoa. That's on leverage, bro. That's not, oh, some guy owns 10% of some altcoin, meme coin supply. No one gives a shit about that. You know what I mean? This is leverage. And why it's most different is, remember, Bitcoin doesn't have an exchange it can get listed on for him to exit, because he ain't exiting. There's literally no exit. His strategy is just take on as much leverage as possible. That's literally his strategy. I'm not being a clock about it. All right. So that's literally it. Think about it. Like, there's no sell. Okay, you have no sell point. You never ever get anything out, and your strategy is borrow as much money as you can out there in the world, and literally just keep buying this thing. Like, this only can end in one way. We don't know where that high point is. Right? Hopefully, it's very, very Snoop Dogg high, or nuclear herbs high, if you will. So it's going to be great. For all of us waiting for euphoria, that is. SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce says tokenization is a tech that could significantly transform financial markets. So tokenization, friends, when they say that, refers to Chainlink, real-world asset, stablecoins. It's all encompassing that. That's what stablecoins are doing. They're tokenizing the short end of the yield curve. You know what I mean? And then the bonds and the treasuries and stuff out here. It's pretty much putting everything on crypto and the blockchain. Cripple has pledged $25 million in its Ripple stablecoin to support US classrooms and teachers. They paid for this by dumping XRP anyway. So, yeah, that's what Ripple does. I mean, like, hey, XRP army, they don't mind it. Okay, it's just, yeah, I guess they're enjoying this. But remember, Cripple missed out on last cycle. So they get to enjoy the fruits of buying and believing in this one. So I think they deserve it. Also, 31% of IRS tax auditors have quit following the DOGE downsizing. So more Donald Trump stuff, more macro tariff stuff. It's all coming together. Now, what are we actually waiting for, friends? Let's actually get to where we're going next. Okay, so pretty much this is the gold price chart. BCB thinks we've done the highest fib extension wave. We're pretty much done with gold now. Now, gold, friends, it doesn't like go all the way. It doesn't like drop 80% or whatever. But what gold boost might do is over the next, year or two, it does this, right? Where just a beep, 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 you know what I mean? Just comes back down, comes back up, comes back down. So that's it. But this sideways is the Bitcoin bull market, the crypto bull market, the alt seasons. It's that sideways part. Just gold going sideways and not moving. That is pretty much risk on. Okay, or that's what they call gold selling off. Like, because gold's not being bought anymore. Because when you buy gold, you don't intend to sell it in 2 seconds, right? So it's either buying or doing nothing. Buying or sideways. And remember, from all my amazing high value content macro videos out here, I'm just showing you like gold's growth rate is the world money inflation rate from their money printing. So gold grows about 8% per year over a 20-year period. That's how much they print, and it seeps into the economy. Kind of actually funny as well, gold's growth rate in the US dollar is 5.63%, but that's 46 years. 46 years. So, and then like this is the poopy part. Gold had the nuclear 20x run, and then it went nowhere for 20 years as well. So that's gold. There's this hedge, right? So, but yeah, it's if you go the past 20 years, what's it done since like 2005? Yeah, this thing's been growing at like 10% per year. That's what they've done out here, right? Now, obviously, because our debt's bigger. Remember, friends, in the 1980s, the baby boomers, what happened is the baby boomers were 20 and 30 years old, right? So there was a lot of people out there. Like the silent generation had a lot of babies, yeah? So the baby boomers, there were a lot of people, and they did not have enormous debt because basically there's like, silent generation, mom and dad, and then they had like 6 kids, 8 kids. There was plenty of money and taxes being collected in every first world economy, like Americana and everything, in Australia and Canada and UK and everywhere else. Okay, there was plenty of money and tax receipts to cover all the welfare and Medicare and everything out here, right? But that's now lopsided, okay, because the baby boomers did not have like 8 kids like their parents did. They only had like 2. They had 2 to 3, so it's lopsided, right? So it's basically, and now as we even continue, the next generations, millennials and stuff out here, they're having like 2, 1.2, right? It's just way, way, way less. And the governments and all the planning and the money, they all accounted for, there's like 8 kids and stuff out here per family. Like that's pretty much how we got into the mess we are today. Now, where are we going from here? Again, I've shown you gold, friends. Gold stalling out. This is gold and Bitcoin inverse correlation. Look what happens, right? Gold stalls out on top, and then Bitcoin starts to swoop up. You see that? Very cool. Very cool. Also, look at this. Gold going up, and then Bitcoin crashes down. See that? See that together? So you get to see a bit of these portfolio rotations for these big players out there. Oh yeah, I want to quickly show you this. So a dormant address of 2,300 Bitcoin, $221 million was activated after 11.8 years. So that's like 2013 era. That's around Mt. Gox era. So that's crazy as well. So I wonder what they're going to do with that. Now going on to where we're going next. This is Biddy Coin's price chart once again. There's various forms of it. Current Bitcoin is on the left. Okay, so it has a very similar chart pattern of when it starts to reverse up. This was Bitcoin, friends, at $28,000 to $34,000. This is Bitcoin at like 10K. Okay, this was in 2020. I remember that is right. DeFi season was up here, by the way, and then it went down just for some friendly Easter egg there. And then another one here up and to the right. So you notice everything up and to the right, but there is this screw around area. You see that screw around? Look at this. It also screws around here. It does this screw around here, and then it goes up, right? Also here, it does this screw around back down. So they're the ABCDs, right? Literally, like you do nothing. You do screwing part around. You do screwing around ABCD. And then here we are right now. This is where we are right now. And we don't know if we're going to get that screw around deep or it's going to do the nice go up and then screw around. So that's pretty much where we are. I know it's like 50-50. I remember actually BCB says... people asking for the odds. He goes, literally, it's 50-50. Literally, as 50-50 as you can get. He goes, as half the cases, it goes deep. Other half of the cases, it went up. So I guess we'll see what happens. Now, where are all the altcoins going? I know, friends, I feel like we're going to run into 2026. Okay? I feel like we're going to run into 2026. But something to look at. This is PUI, market cap of PUI, SUI, and this is Saylor coin. So PUI has been doing the God Run chart. Now you might say, hey, but sorry, this is doing the God Run chart. Should I buy it and get out here? Well, that's only a 4x from today. You see, that's the problem. If you're selling super cheap stuff to go buy something that's momentum up, you run the risk that in the next 6 months as it runs towards God-hand target, like you're buying expensive to sell expensive, right? But the thing you sold, I mean, it's so low. It's very easy for it to snap a quick 4 or 5 or 6x from the bottoms that you're selling at, right? So if PUI goes up here, which is right up here, this is another 4x. But here's the thing. These are blow-off end-of-season structures. All right, so that's what this is what is just concerning if this does this, because what happens in a blow-off? It's not like one coin's just going to die off by itself, right? Does that mean the whole cycle's over? But we'll see how these play out, because I've seen a lot of his fractals and stuff. Basically, oh, the fractal and it's working, and it doesn't work. Okay, and then we're like, oh, and then we're left to fend against the wolves, and then I come out and I'm like, hey, I know everyone's like really bearish right now, but like, you know, screw these guys. They're all drink soy and they've got hunchbacks and they skip leg day. So it all comes down to that. This is the Bitcoin price chart as well. This is what he thinks is coming soon, where it's all over. Where Bitcoin goes up to that 120, 130K mark, like here, and then it's over. All right, so like, but here's the thing, you don't know what comes next. He thinks, oh, like literally might be over from here, but we'll see, friends. Global liquidity, look, man, it's a believer cycle, bro. I know it sounds really silly-willy of me to say, dude, I don't think it's started yet. I know all these people are saying, oh, but the rotations, but the interest rate, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dude, 30 months below 50 ISM. All right. We haven't started, dude. We have not started. And when we do start and business ISM hits 52, Bitcoin tops out in 10 to 18 months from that point. 3 out of 3 times. Now, it doesn't have to again, but the stock market tops out like 2 years after that point. I don't know, friends. Look, I'm looking at AI and the fast-paced tech there, and I'm really feeling in my loins that it's an AI bubble, right? And we're not in the bubble part yet. We're still in the higher highs bull market part yet. I really feel like there's going to be some AI crazy stuff, man. I don't know. I'm feeling it like it's exponentially getting faster and better and better and better. The human part of it's getting smarter, intelligent. Man, just imagine if China, okay, China and Japan, when they start making the robots where they can literally plug an AI in. Imagine someone makes like an economic robot. Imagine like the next AI thing, someone makes like a $50,000 robot. And you're like, oh, 50 grand. Well, let's say it starts $100,000. You're like, oh, $100,000 for a robot. Like, no, bro. But it downloads its brain from the internet. Okay. And it literally does anything you want it to. Like, imagine it can cut your grass. Okay. Maybe not that. Maybe it can do your dishes. Okay. Maybe it can tuck you in at night. Change the batteries on your Game Boy. You know what I mean? Like, maybe something around that is around the corner. Do you know what I mean? Where we're like, oh my gosh, the future is now here. The sex robots have finally come, guys. It's all over, right? Like, I feel like we're building towards that. But here's the thing. If we have a big recession now and we do nothing for 3 or 4 years, it just, you know what I mean? Like, it kills the whole momentum. That's why I'm reverse engineering what's happening. And by the way, all I'm doing is just mimicking the 1990s tech bubble run, where technology and internet and IBM was great, all the CPU chips. And in the final 1 or 2 years, everything went nuts. Where, you know, pets.com and things were trading at 300 PE and stuff out here, right? So, but we haven't seen that mania and silliness part yet. What a run that would be. Don't forget, he loves you. Moo! Tell mum and dad you love him. Likes and subscribe. Catch you soon.